Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Glad to be back. Had to take yesterday off because, well, it rained and it didn't dry up till about 11:30. I ain't going out to do 4 yards at 11:30 in the late morning. So look who's here. It's pay week, Miss Sarah Cuda, and she's going to have a video out tonight too. We're going to do a blind versus blindfold exercise challenge, which is going to be hilarious because I can barely move. But anyway, yards are wet, leaves are falling, you can see it. Not worried about the leaves I leave behind and cut up today, not at all. We're going to be a month from now doing leaf cleanups. I'll worry about it then. Good part about this yard, they all go in the woods. So you see the woods over there? Anyway, we're going to talk about a couple different ways to do leaf cleanups today. And I'm going to go back on something I said earlier in a video about 2 years ago. But, you know, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to think outside the box and change your mind. I mean, as long as somebody that's in grandma's basement isn't watching your every move, and then they'll be like, you lied to us. No, I just changed my mind. Anyway, let me get this one cut. We will get footage today. Don't know when, because it's been raining on and off, but man, I got to get these yards done, and hopefully next month looks like it's going to be a decent month. We may be able to save a little bit of money, and tomorrow for sure we're going to have the bad boy tomorrow and either Friday or Saturday out with the new chute blocker on it. Oh my goodness. And if you haven't seen it, I will throw that video up here somewhere. You guys understand how I am. You watch me long enough. And anyway, yeah, let me get to work. I'll see you soon. Okay, not much of a difference, but a little bit. So that's it, it's done. And probably no mowing next week. The week after we'll come do a fall cleanup, go ahead and do the leaves, cut the grass again, and then we'll do another leaf cleanup at the end. So yeah, it's getting time, guys, but there's still quite a bit of leaves on all the trees still. So all right, be back. All right, guys, I'm going to show you a yard, and I like the yard. It hasn't grown in quite some time. We did mow it today. This is number 10 for the day. But this yard here, I love this guy. Great guy. Super, super guy. But he will never let me clean his leaves up. Man, I hate it. I always ask him every year. I'm like, do you want a leaf clean up and a bed clean out? No, we're good. Man, them leaves stick around till about April or May of next year. So I don't like it. I don't like leaving them there, but I have no choice. It would take me 2 hours to do them once they're all down, and I wouldn't get paid for it. So do you have anybody like that where you just wish they would just let you do some work, and but they don't? Do you have anybody like that? Let me know in the comments. All right, we're gonna get to it, get you some footage. We got 2 left. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, Miss Sarah's going to talk about the topic today. Put you on the spot, didn't I?
The topic for today.
Yes.
Remove the leaves from the yard.
There it is.
Step 2. Repeat step 1.
Exactly. Step 3, collect the Geetus. Okay, guys, we're all done. I did this one here. Anyway, that's 12 by 115. I'm hurting now. I wanted to talk about a couple different ways you can go about doing leaves. For me, and I think this would be the best way for guys with smaller residential properties. I have a few big ones, but I don't do leaves on those. Most of those people, like the 1.6, the 2 acre, now I'll do some of his leaves, but the best way to do it, I've found, okay, if you're working on small properties, a set of gator blades, a good shoot blocker, and I suggest the quick shoot because I just like the quick shoot. For me, I know a lot of guys use the ones with the cables, and that's okay, nothing wrong with them, but you definitely have to have a good shoot blocker. I do not like mulching kits, okay? Now, I know a lot of you guys use them. I'm not saying they're bad. For me, I'm just not a fan of them. I like to let the gator blades do its thing. Now, when it is wet out, you know it's hard to do that, okay? So if I was going to do just a leaf cleanup, I would just have a good backpack blower. It doesn't have to be an 800 or some 900. It doesn't have to be that big, okay? Especially on residential properties. Now, we'll talk about fall cleanups later, but this is just leaf cleanup. I saw Joe Poland the other day. He built a box for like 400 bucks, man. He built a nice box, and I'm buying into the fact that you definitely need, if you're going to do massive amounts of leaves, you don't want to leave that much leaf dust into the ground, okay? A residential yard like this, or even, you know, something like this that's a little bit bigger, you can do that with. But you don't want to do that on a property that's got massive amounts of leaves. You definitely want to suck those up and get them out of there, man. So for a residential guy, a shoot blocker, a pair of gator blades, a good rake, and a blower is really all you need to make decent money. How much does the, you know, people have asked me, how much do you usually charge for leaves? You know, honestly, if I'm doing a whole residential yard, I'm around 125 to 150. Now, because it takes some time, man, and that's making it look really, really nice, okay? That's getting all the leaves out of the beds, all the leaves off the street, all the leaves out of the little cracks and everything and crevices to the best of my ability. But for guys that are just doing residentials, don't invest in some big leaf vac system for a trailer and build a big box over your trailer and everything. You don't need that for residential. You really don't. Because by the time you blow the leaves out and you get them out to the road and you start sucking them up, you can already have them cut up and chewed up with your gator blades. So now if you're doing big properties, if we're talking like an acre and plus, I've changed my mind. I definitely think the leaf vac system is where you want to be. You don't want to put that many leaves into a yard, man. I've done it, okay? I've done it, and it just doesn't turn out good. So there's a little tip from Doc today. Use the right equipment for the right job. You don't need a little wonder if you're out here doing residential yards, okay? You don't. You don't need a windstorm from Skag if you're doing a residential yard, okay? And honestly, I know the windstorm has its place, and that would be massive apartment complexes, big, you know, 4 or 5 acre properties where there's just massive trees, and you have a place to put them. You don't You definitely don't want to cut all that up. You definitely don't want to blow it to the street unless they have, you know, in your area where they'll pick it up. But anyway, we are done for the day, aren't we, baby?
Yep.
And we're going home because we're going to do a blind versus blindfold on her channel, and it's some type of exercise thing. So Doc is suffering, so it's going to be horrible. I'm going to be bad. She's definitely going to beat me. I already know it. But hey guys, we love you. God bless you. Hope you enjoyed the little bit of footage I could get you. I was really trying to hustle because they kept saying rain, and we got rained on twice today. But tomorrow, don't miss tomorrow's video. I'll have the bad boy out with the chute blocker. And I had somebody say, you know, I would buy a bad boy, but you use the V-Ride just as much as the bad boy. Well, I have gates I have to get back into. And right now, we cannot afford to sell the V-Ride and pick up another mower. That's going to happen maybe next year, maybe the year after. We don't know. So, guys, love you. God bless y'all. As always, Dr. Real was in the house. Keep it real. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.